On the last episode,
Tonight on Blind TV, the event you have all been waiting for, the total annihilation of an entire planet! Join Ultimate Supreme Executive Chairman Drek as he pushes the button that ends one world and begins another. Stay tuned for the galaxy's funniest superhero bloopers featuring Captain Quark.
and so it continues.
Oh, this thing is heavy.
Yeah, try carrying it around in your trench coat for 2 months.
Thank you, sir. We'll be sure to tell everyone about your services.
Listen, you little twerp. If you tell anyone what you saw or what we talked about,
Do I even have to say it?
yous two have a nice day.
Used to have a nice day. So we did it, everybody. On the weekend, I grinded the exploit that I had showed off, and now we have the Rhino. What does it do, you might ask? Well, you can see it has quite the range to it. It does this. Every single one of those rockets that get fired out, they one-shot everything in the game, except for bosses, so... Yeah, it's pretty good for any circumstance
I
at
got
all.
some great bargains for you today.
And the only time you could buy ammo is from the Gadgetron vendor here. I think even if you were to get the PDA, you still can't buy ammo from that. I could be wrong about that, but luckily it's only 20 bolts per shot, so pretty affordable. It's the same
that's a
as
nice one.
Devastator. No, it's even cheaper than Devastator. So, I don't know what they were thinking on the ammo cost for this weapon, but yeah. So, now that we have the Rhino, and you may have noticed I also grinded for some extra bolts, and that's because
I got some great bargains for
we
you
have a
today.
couple of gold bolts to get still, and we need this weapon in particular for it.
Oh, that's a nice one.
And then I also have some left over because I want to get both the PDA from Quark on the planet that we can't use Clank, and I want to also get our final health upgrade just so that I could show off what it looks like. To have 8 things of health. So this weapon's kind of interesting. I'm not really going to show it off until we start getting the gold bolts, though. And get rid of our crappy weapons, now that we have better ones. Okay, so we have 2 gold bolts to get on Orcs on here, and I've come to the first one. This is in the Clank section. And there's just a wall that you can hop up here. Didn't even think of grabbing this the last time I was here. I always knew that I was going to have to come back to Orcs on anyway, so it's not that big of a deal, but yeah. This planet also has our health upgrade, which I think I should be able to get right away here. Luckily, now that we have so many bolts and we have finished our goal, it doesn't really matter grabbing bolts anymore because we're good. Hell yeah, now we have 8 spheres, yay! So it means we are literally never gonna die to anything that isn't an insta-kill. 8 health is just actually kind of absurd for this game. Having 4 health is already pretty good, but being able to upgrade to 8 is just incredible. So I think it's up here we have to use this gun. So the Visibomb glove is unique in that you can shoot it and control it like this. And the reason why we need it is we need to shoot it into that thing. There's a few places down this tunnel where we have to shoot the Visibomb into in order to clear the path. Unfortunately, only the Visibomb can destroy it. I think the Devastator... God damn it. I think the Devastator can destroy it. But, I mean, you can't shoot the Devastator down a tunnel that twists like this. Oh man, that was close. This path with the Visibomb glove is actually really impossible to get. Well, I shouldn't say it's impossible. Obviously, it's possible. It's just it's stressful and takes a lot. And at the end there, you have to do 2, which is annoying. And you have to shoot it from this side. You can't go to the other end of the tunnel and like shoot up the tunnel, because apparently the one side is weak to it. So you see that area there. If it looks familiar to you guys, we'll have to go over there. I'm trying to think what's the fastest way over there. There is only one way over there, god damn it. So we're gonna have quite a bit of a hike there. Again, luckily I'm not gonna try and kill the enemies, I'm not gonna try and get as many bolts as I can, because we don't really need bolts anymore. I mean, maybe to buy ammo from the PDA at the end of the game, but we have enough bolts for that. Not to mention we have the Rhino too, so... Maybe you have to kill these guys, though. Just so that I can fly over here. Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, that's what happens when you try to jump while you're stuck to metal with the boost. Kinda sounds like Ratchet's trying to take it. I actually can't believe that I got the Visibomb track thing done on the first try. Usually I mess up the Visibombs at least once or twice. Although, I guess we did mess up once, but it's kind of hard to control when the bombs that are falling from the sky fall on top of your Visibomb like that. Just RNG at that point. Alright, and here we are. So after we grab this gold bolt, we will have all of them except for on the last planet in the game. Which means we will be almost complete. Which can be exciting. I believe there's 2 on the last planet. Gold bolts? 1 or 2. I know for sure there's 1, but I'm trying to think where like the other ones are. We'll be able to tell once we get to the planet where they are, because we have the map-o-matic. We can tell if there's 1 or 2 gold bolts on that planet. And there we go. And there is like movement exploits I believe you can do to get up to this ledge without having to go through that tunnel at all. But again, I am not smart enough nor good enough at the game to be able to pull it off. But we have one more pit stop before we get to the last planet. Gorda City, that's what it's called. I think we should just be able to go up here and it'll bring us back to Quark, I think. I hope so. Maybe the taxi was it. If this doesn't bring us back to Quark, we'll go back and pick up the taxi. No, it's going to.
Thank you. and have a quark-tastic day.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Nothing. Because he's trying to not be Captain Quark anymore, because his image is ruined. Obviously, he's schemed with Supreme Ultimate Executive Chairman Drek. So Quark's public image is kaput, and so he's not calling himself Quark anymore, he's calling himself Steve. Steve McQuark. But now we finally get to go to the last planet. This is where the game has become full circle. If you remember the last infobot we saw, Drek is planning on blowing up Ratchet's home planet, which is the planet we started off on at the beginning of the game. And so, I think I talked about it already, but Ratchet's pretty, and understandably pissed that Drek's trying to blow up his home planet, so we're gonna go there and beat him up. The only difference is that the planet changes a little bit from the last time we visited here. Not only is it gonna be nighttime instead of daytime, but it's also going to, like, the beginning will look familiar, but the path opens up at one point. It's also notably harder. So we've been over and through the entire galaxy, only to end up back here anyway. Ratchet longing so much to leave his home planet. And then he ends up back here anyway to try and defeat Drek. So we have these frog enemies back, and we also have these elite Drek enemies again. But we can kind of just let the Rhino do everything for us. It's literally as simple as just running through the planet and pressing the circle button. I know, like, some of you may have wanted to watch me, you know, use my skill to get through this last planet, you know, to fight all these enemies like I always have using our Devastator. But, I mean, you saw the ships on the Gadgetron planet. They take three or four? They take 3 or 4 Devastator shots to kill. And I'm not about using Devastator throughout the entire planet. Oh yeah, I forgot that they all spawn over there. Also, if you notice, the bomb tanks are back from Planet Battalion. Right there. However, they're not bomb tanks, they're rocket tanks. So on Planet Battalion, they shot bombs at you, they shoot rockets at us this time around. Not that you'll get a chance to see it, because I'll kill them before you get a chance to. Oh yeah, there we go, you can see it right there. Yeah, they get an upgrade here. You can use the Devastator to kill them from a distance, but they take like 5 shots each, kind of like on Battalion or something like that. But you'd have to dodge the rockets. And again, you can take them out from pretty far away with the Devastator. We have the Rhinos, so why mess with any of that? We should probably check to see where our gold bolts are. Okay, so there are 2 on this planet. I'm trying to think how we get to that one. Because I know right there, there's supposed to be an electrical field. Although we could get the glitch like we did on the space station, where the electrical field just isn't up for some reason. But this one here, we have to fly to get to that one, I think. I'll have to keep an eye on the map to remember where those are. Oh, we do have to use the trespasser on this planet. I totally forgot. I believe we have to use every gadget that is optional on this planet. And I don't think we have to use the robot gadget either. Man, the way this game plays out is just so ingenious. You come back to this planet, you even have to go back down the path that you did at the start when Ratchet first met Clank, you know, in that crater over there. It's just so smart and so good, man. Yeah, we have to use the Hydro Displacer on this planet. We'll be carrying this water throughout the entire planet, and then we'll use it in one last section of the game.
I got some great bargains for you today.
Not that we need to get stocked up on ammo, but Rhino is the only weapon in the game in which the ammo crates will not drop ammo. I don't know why that is, but it is the way it is. I guess it's just to kind of reel in the power of it. But you do have 50 shots, so you can make it between. Okay, so this next section, there's that. How do we open up that path? I know, like, while we're up here, we have to fly down to that area, but how do we open up that path? All of the shots that the Rhino shoots home in on enemies, but sometimes they act a little stupid and fly off into nowhere. Also, sometimes it is just a little better to use the Devastator anyway. Yeah, so here's where we have to go to get the gold bulb, but I can't remember how to open that. How do we open that?
Tonight on Blue.
Nope, didn't mean to do that. I forgot that you can watch the infobot for these planets from that screen. I think I might know where we need to go. Yeah, one shot made it over to that flying blimp thing, and usually it takes like 4 Devastator shots to kill that. One rocket from the Rhino was enough that time. Okay, I think we need to get up there. Yes. Oh, there's one gold bulb. So wait a minute. How do we get to the other one then? What? I know we have to fly down to that one. Is like that area gonna open up that, or is there 3 gold bolts on this planet maybe?
Tonight,
No, I didn't mean to do that. I keep pressing circle to go back. I forget that in this game it's triangle. Okay, this I'm pretty sure is the last trespasser location in the game. I should also put the PDA in my quick select here. And of course. Oh, I know how to do this. You go like that. Like that. There we go. I am not even going to use the metal detector here because we don't have it anymore. No, don't want to do that. I'm pretty sure you should be able to get up here. Maybe not. I guess not. Probably should use the okay, so the next area we just have to fly down over here. There's a gold bolt here. How do we get to that other area? So there is 3 on this planet then. I mean, obviously. But how do we get over there? I don't know. It's been so long since I've done like all gold bolts that I even forget how to do that area. Like, I mean, I've been playing this game for so long that like most of the gold bolt locations I know off the top of my head. But this one, I forget how to open it. This wouldn't happen to be... No. There's like a switch or something we have to hit, but I forget where it is. I'm just gonna backtrack a little bit and see if it's in here or something. Dude! Don't tell me I'm gonna have to like look up how to get to this one. Just because I just so happen to forget. There is platforms. As you can see, they're over there. Maybe I'll use the Visibomb to like just take a peek. No, there's nothing on that one. Well, I'm going to, like, take a look around to see if I can find how to get into this thing. because it's the last gold bolt we need in the game. And if I go much further in the map, then we're going to be hitting the point of no return here pretty soon, so... Okay, why is there... Oh, that's the switch right there. Oh, you know what? You know what? I said it's the most useless weapon in the game. Dude, I can't believe it. It had actually been so long since I've done that I even forgot that you needed the taunter for that. Imagine if I wasn't using the exploit to try and get the rhino, and I still hadn't bought the taunter, and I got to this spot. Oh man. Yeah, the bolt path to try and get the rhino in the first run through the game is really, really tight. Even if you were to find a way to get through the space station without having to buy the Devastator to destroy those towers, you would still only be at like 130,000 bolts coming into this planet. I mean, it's pretty close, but this planet's not going to give you 20,000 bolts by the end of it. So you would definitely have to like backtrack to other planets and try and scrape up whatever bolts using the metal detector. And there are some planets where the crates will give you like a good amount of bolts from still. Also, usually going to the BTS station and getting those armored crates in the flank section, usually that'll give you like 1,000 or 2,000 bolts, but for whatever reason on the emulator, all the crate bolts just disappear. So this section here looks kind of daunting. We have the rhino, so we can just take them all out, but realistically, what you're supposed to do here is you're supposed to just ignore them for now. And then just go around them. You'll see why we ignore them. Also, we have all the gold bolts in the game now. I don't know why it didn't come to me when I first grabbed the gold bolt, but we have all 40 of them. So that's pretty cool. Does it show us where? Doesn't show. Oh, it does. You can see right there. 40 out of 40. It's not supposed to say. Oh, it doesn't say out of 40. It just shows us like how many we have left, because we can use the gold bolts to buy the gold weapons, if you remember. So when we use them, it'll show us like how much is remaining. But there's 40 in the game, and we have all 40 there. This is why we ignore everything. It's for right here. We can transform into Giant Clank. He makes a return, the boy. Then you can just punch her way through. It's nothing. Yeah. So imagine we didn't have the rhino and how much trouble these enemies would have caused us. And then at the end here, they just give you Giant Clank to kill the enemies with. But we are about to hit the last fight of the game, guys.
Hey! What the?
Imbeciles! After all the trouble you've gone through, you're about to die right where you started. It's so poetic.
This is it, Clank. Let's get him.
You might have been useful to me after all. Too bad you chose the wrong side.
I didn't know we had a choice. What do you mean chose the wrong side? At what point did you say, hey, join me and help me?
That's a real
I
beauty.
think that was one of the very few times in the game where, like, there was
That's
supposed to
a
be
real beauty.
dialogue where Drek's like, hey, join me, but they cut it out and then forgot about it. But yeah, this is the final boss. Unfortunately, we cannot use Giant Clank for the whole thing. I mean, obviously, it'd be a little bit too easy if that was the case. But we have something even better to defeat him with. I don't know why I pulled it out. I still need the swing shot. Rockets are still chasing him. Yeah, this final boss fight is actually pretty difficult usually. If you have the Devastator and the PDA and enough bolts, it's not too bad because you can just spam the Devastator a whole bunch. Because as long as the green reticle shows up, then your Devastator shot's home anyway. But if you don't have the Devastator or you don't have the PDA to keep refilling your ammo, it gets to the point where you have to start using some of your melee weapons, and to get close to him is actually quite difficult. He has certain attack patterns to him, like he shoots out a giant bomb sometimes. He has like an attack that makes him stand still for a little bit, and that's when you'd use your melee weapons to attack him. He has this attack, which is kind of annoying to get through. It's annoying because all these bombs will take your shots. If you're using the Devastator, those bombs on the ground will like take your homing shots from you, which is annoying. But yeah, this fight is actually quite difficult without the PDA. Specifically the PDA, because you do run out of Devastator shots really quickly, because they don't really do that much damage to them. They do a little, like, they obviously do the most amount of any of your weapons, but yeah.
So it has come to this. Once I step on this ignition switch, a countdown will commence. The end of which signals the destruction of your pitiful world.
There must be another way to make a home for your people.
You think that's what this is about? Who do you think polluted our last world? I did. This is about one thing and one thing only. Cash, and lots of it. You see, I've been paid for every square inch of my new world. Once the inhabitants move in, I will begin polluting this world as well. Then the whole thing starts all over again. Ah, brilliant.
Why, you evil little...
Save it, Clank. We have to stop that timer.
Oh, and now all of a sudden the giant laser has a timer on it. Something interesting about this fight is that it's implied that you absolutely are required to have... I forgot to jump. This is the bomb attack I was talking about. But it's implied that it's absolutely required for you to have the thruster back, because you obviously need to stop the timer. Yeah, you can grind boot on the rail here. But it's implied that it's absolutely required to have the thruster pack, which means you actually legitimately can't be thinking without flying. However, if you have the Rhino, you can actually deal so much damage to Drek all at once that you can take away his health, and what it does is that it automatically resets the timer without you having to use the thruster pack. It's kind of hard to explain without showing it to you, but I'm not going to show it to you because the time is kind of tight. But essentially, every time you take out one of the squares at the bottom of the screen of health, you'll go to press the button to reset the timer. And that happens even if there's already a timer on screen. And it'll essentially give you extra time. So if you have a weapon that deals enough damage, like the Rhino, then you can actually deal more damage to him or damage to him fast enough that you don't even need to press the reset switch even once.
Ratchet.
What's up? You know, this time I am thinking what you're thinking.
Alright, and now we're at the end of the game. It's just so perfect that I have no words, so I hope you guys enjoy the end of the game. I think this is going to be the last time I say anything, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed.
This can't be good. Phew, that was close. Clank, you can pull us up now.
The servos in my arm appear to be broken.
Broken? As in, fall to our deaths broken?
Yes.
That was close. Thanks.
My arm appears to be badly damaged.
Ah, you'll be all right. Hey, tin can! Where do you think you're going? We, still need to fix that arm.
Do you have a problem with unwanted hair? Is painful itching in your nether regions causing you undue embarrassment? Do you just plain stink? Then you need this, the Gadgetron Personal Hygienator. Hi, I'm Steve McQuark, and this little baby can take care of any grooming needs that are just too much trouble for you to handle yourself. Allow me to demonstrate. Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, mommy.
turn it off! Turn it off!